Okay, so Annie, where are we? Mac, get out.
Somewhere.
What is the thing up there that we're looking at?
A clock. The astronomical clock thingamajigaboo.
Okay. Annie, what do you think of it? Does it look pretty?
Yeah.
Where have we been today, Annie?
To the castle up on the hill.
On Prague.
Mac, don't get that close to it if you're going to get about where Annie is.
In Prague.
In Prague.
In Prague?
We're in Prague right now.
About how many stairs did we go up?
About 5,000.
At least 270 according to the guy. I got a donut ice cream.
Mac, what did you think of the view from the top of the castle?
It was cool. But we had to climb like over 9,000 stairs.
There was a lot of stairs.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now, Annie? Filling with water?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna dump it on Annie.
No!
Don't waste it. Don't waste it. So Mom's enjoying a donut ice cream. Donut ice creams we found are a great idea, except they melt all over you. Hold on, I'm trying to get
And they're very sugary.
Alright, what we're looking at is the astronomical clock in Prague. It was built by the House of Luxembourg by King Wenceslaus IV in 1410. The clock and the astronomical dial were made by Nicholas of Caden, who was a clockmaker, and Jan Sindel, who was a professor of mathematics and astronomy at Charles University. Charles University was founded by Charles IV in order to enhance the knowledge of his kingdom. Later, in 1490, the clock needed to be repaired, so they added a calendar dial and some of the Gothic sculptures around the outside. Again, the clock broke down, and they needed to repair it, so the clockmakers had to figure it out every time that they needed to repair it. And so whenever they figured it out, they thought, hey, I finally got this thing down, I'm going to add something. So every time the clockmakers repaired it, they added a little something interesting. In 1629, they added the wood statues. In 1787, they added the apostles who appear in the two windows at the top of the tower. In 1865, they added the gold rooster that crows at the hour mark up at the top inside the arch. And then in 1945, the clock was damaged by World War II. It was burned. There was a group of Czechs that had rebelled against the Germans, and it was called the Czech Uprising. And the Germans had parked some large tanks right by the clock, and when the rebellion attacked them, the tanks exploded and also burned up a lot of the old town hall and the clock as well. So it had to undergo a major restoration. In 1948, the clock is working again, and it's been in that condition until today. The two main dials of the clock are the actual clock itself, which counts the position of the sun to tell time, and at the bottom is a calendar, and it has the months of the year. The way that the clock tells time, it uses different systems, just like if you might find yourself in Cincinnati or South Bend, Indiana, you might find yourself straddling the Indiana-Ohio time zones. So, which do you use, one time zone or the other? Well, it depends. Are you a person that lives on one side of town or the other? Are you a businessman? Or does it favor your business to use Eastern or Central time? So, just in the same way, this clock tells time in three different systems that we could recognize. The position of the sun indicates the hour mark, and the sun actually moves back and forth on its arm from the center to the outside of the ring. If you notice, there are curved lines going from the center to the outside of the dial. Some of them are in a blue zone, some are in a red, and then some are in a black zone. The position of the sun on that line indicates the time in unequal hours. Unequal hours is the way to, because the days are different. You have daytime and nighttime, and you just divide it straight up. 12 hours a day, 12 hours of night. and the hours will be unequal because in the summer the days will be longer, and in the winter the days will be shorter. So by making the lines curve like they are, towards the outside of the clock, you can see the sun is actually at the outer rim right now. That means that it's summertime. And as the clock moves towards the inside of the dial, it will be winter, and then it'll move back towards the outside in the spring. And as it crosses those lines, you get your unequal hours. The Roman numerals indicate the time as we count it today in our system of Central European time or local Czech time. The outermost rim is very interesting. It keeps the time in Czech hours or Old Italian hours. And the way that works is it divides the day up into 24 hours, with 24 marking sunset, and then it starts with the first hour after sunset as 1, and so on. In order to make that system work, the outer dial actually moves. You can see if the lower right-hand corner, what we would call 4 o'clock, ironically, is where the current sunset marker is. And that's the 24, and then you see the number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around the outside. So that marks the hours starting at 24 at sunset. So why do they have those different hour markers? The reason is you have business, you have farmers, and you have government. Each of them have contracts that are written for specific purposes, or they have markets that they need to get to. And so it's important to know the time in different time counting methods, depending on what your purpose is. The clock is attached to the old town hall. Up at the top is just your run-of-the-mill normal clock. It's indicating it's just about noon on Sunday. Looks like there's 1 minute to go. Here we go. Here come the apostles in those upper windows. There we go. Got Peter with the keys to the kingdom. There we go, the apostles. They do their animations at the window. Pretty neat. The skeleton's ringing his bell. All the characters are shaking their heads. Entertainment in the crowd. Got a crazy person and a crazy clock. Awesome.